Thank you so much. A very good afternoon to one and all present here, online and offline. Well, I'm going to be very quick, precise on what I want to say about first making money. Okay. When I started in 2015 with lithium batteries, everybody said you're going to lose money, but I've not lost a single rupee. My bottom line has improved, and I'm making money, and I'm going back home with money. And I'm going back home with not just one form of energy, but I'm going back home with multiple form of energies because energy storage is the key to the success today. So here today I'm going to just talk about what are the business opportunities in solar and battery storage in India. A very quick walkthrough to all the upcoming budding entrepreneurs, EPCs around here. So I'm just quickly going to talk about these points. So let's go. Now, what I want to say is that this is a transformational decade which will unleash the complete potential of distributed renewable energy generation with energy storage in a very sustainable way to meet all the critical needs of energy, and it will be self-sufficient and resilient. So this is the key to success today. So what are the market trends? What are we expecting? A lot of RE100 companies have committed. What happened in the pandemic? We all saw a significant growth in the energy storage market. Sorry, not just in the US, Europe, but also in India. What happened in India during the pandemic was that the commercial entities and the industrial entities were shut down. And what we saw, the transition was towards the residential storage. So the market shifted from commercial to residential because in India, we never thought that there was a very pressing need of having a very good stable power connection and a very stable internet connection. And today, both are the most important needs after the three basic needs that we talk about. So the market is definitely huge. And now when we saw about 338 gigawatts is what India needs. So imagine what kind of storage are we looking at? And I was just reading in yesterday's news that we have surpassed our target of going up and completing 40% of renewable energies 9 years ahead of time. So if we can do that, can we not have the most effective and the most resilient and sustainable storage? We can. What are the financial options? Because anything and everything at the end of the day boils down to how much it is going to cost. Is it going to drill a hole in my pocket or it's affordable? Like Mr. Mehta also said in his speech that, we have to get an affordable storage. So there are some financial options available. Now, everybody really thinks that, putting up a combination of lithium ion I'm going to talk of lithium ion right now and then more about other storages. So everybody feels that it's really expensive. But it's not expensive. It's affordable because we have to understand the concept of we can equate it to the same concept of running a car. Kitna deti hai? What is the mileage we are looking at? So here, when you're talking of the energy storage, you have to combine it with the LCOE, looking at the levelized cost over the tenure of the time. We are not doing that. We're just looking at what is the capital investment I'm doing today. So if you invest one time, you're going to live for a lifetime. That is what you need to understand. Now, the financing options typically are debt, PPA, equity, and grants and subsidies. But grants and subsidies are not the most sustainable and effective way. But yes, they are an important aspect to bring about a market segment or to promote a market segment. Moving ahead. Now, when we talk of debt financing, that is typically part of loan wherein SIDBI, other state banks and other government institutions are offering certain facilities. Now, there are also NBFCs who are coming up to fund even the storage projects, whether they are a small residential or they are medium commercial based, medium sized ones. And there are a lot of new NBFCs. In fact, I'd like to mention one based in Noida and Mumbai. They are exclusively only doing renewable energy fundings, irrespective of the ticket size, but it has to be a renewable energy based storage project only. Then the PPAs, of course. Now there is a new concept coming up. Like we have traditionally seen how the solar PPAs work. Now there is an important aspect where storage is included. When we are talking of 24/7 energy to be available with you at some X rate, so then storage comes into picture. Now that is expected at grid parity. I will come to a case study at the end. Now, CAPEX, when I talk of, means a complete capital investment, which you're going to do out of your pockets, grant and subsidy. We all know how these schemes have been working. And yesterday there was a lot of discussion around it saying that do not cap the price, but make it a percentage if you want to give a subsidy. So now what is energy storage? Like, see, there are many options like batteries, liquid energy, liquid air, then mechanical storage, pumped hydro, geothermal, hybrid storages. There are many, many options available. Now, what is the right mix for you is important. And how, like Debbie also said, that the application is important, that selecting the right technology is important, because otherwise you will never make your business case, you will never have your right ROI. So considering these, I would like to talk more about batteries. Now, why batteries? Because they are the most easiest form of energy storage. And in India, what I've realized is that we need something which is easy to implement. If it's easy, it's fastest adopted. So batteries, that is one reason why as an India market, there's a maximum adoption of batteries. With liquid air, the technology would need anything about 20 megawatts in one go. So that is for a large scale installation is more preferred. We have flywheels for mechanical storages. Now they are very typically application based wherein you need something important. Then you have pumped hydro, of course, geothermal and hybrid. Now let's talk more about hybrid energy storage. Now, Debbie also had mentioned certain applications. So even I will mention quickly some of them, like microgrid with energy storage, peak shaving, frequency regulation, load shifting, diesel minimization, and maximizing self-consumption. These are the two most important ones that one can focus in today's scenario. And the rest of them are more for the commercial and the large scale players, which is over a period of time India will adopt. Now, I'm focusing specifically with the India market. Like it was previously also said that we are a very large consumer of diesel today. Now, how do we deal with this? Now, as we all know that the diesel prices are rising, and okay, there's a short temporary reduction in the prices, but we all know, I mean, when I started with energy storage back in 15, diesel prices were somewhere around 62 rupees per liter. Today they are at 80 and 90 rupees a liter. So, so what makes sense? Today if you have a cost of somewhere around 28 to 30 rupees per unit when you have diesel generator being used to energy storage plus solar, wherein it has a grid priority. So it definitely does make a business case. But it's just that you have to understand when and where, what application and which technology to use. Let's quickly go to a case study. Now, this is a hybrid energy storage installation that we've recently done in Gurgaon. Now, what are the key highlights? Now, we have given an 18 hours of backup out here, which is a complete diesel generator replacement. Now, it's a hybrid energy storage technology, which we made. Important points were here. That is first a diesel replacement. Second was there was a limited space that we had, and we had to make it cost effective. We had to reduce the capital investment because the budget was string tight and the budget was committed pre-COVID and pre-COVID times, and the execution of the project happens in the COVID times. So that was a challenge out there. And we had to bring in the tariff at grid parity. So the most important task here was to choose the right energy storage technology based on these applications. What we did was we combined the traditional lead acid batteries, which in this particular case, we've used the gel batteries, with the lithium ion batteries in a where to give a 1 megawatt hour energy storage. And the system was designed in such a fashion to cater to the peak load for 2 hours, median load for about 6 to 8 hours, and the base load at for 18 hours. So at any given point of time, the customer would ensure that there is a zero blackout. So this is how we designed this entire microgrid, and we achieved a 38% reduction in the capital investment. So that was a significant saving for the customer in the capital investment. And today, it's been it's been almost about 8 months that the customer has not used the diesel generator at all. Imagine they had a, thank you, they had a 7,000 liters of storage, which was of diesel storage. Imagine the hassle of bringing the diesel, storing it, the theft that used to happen, and the transportational safety and costs. So they have come subsided with all of that as of now. And that has given them a substantial amount of saving per month. Now, this system also exports back to the grid. Any extra power or energy that is available from solar, which is not being currently used, is fed back to the grid, which gives them an additional net metering benefit and tariff. So with this, thank you, and I'm open to questions and answers.